Well, at least recording.
We're
I don't know for live.
Live. Ooh, exciting.
Yep. Should be going on the right-hand side on the screen there, Tyler. See where it says chat?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and pull that up just in case if anybody is joining us at all.
I think we're in the fuck it stage, but I don't know what you did to the audio, but you fucked it up again.
No.
Why is it even worse now?
No, I can hear Tyler clearly, but you guys are from across the room again.
Can you not hear me then?
I mean, I can hear you, but it sounds like you're in the corner across the room.
Go ahead and go to where it says mic.
That's gotta be just a laptop then.
Yeah.
Thing itself. There you go.
There we go.
Can you hear us now, Bill?
Same. I can hear Tyler, like his mic is coming through clear.
That's because Tyler's next to the laptop.
Yeah,
hover over the mic again if you want. Obviously, we got technical difficulties, so sorry, people.
Thanks for bearing with us.
We're live.
Hover over the mic if you wouldn't mind on the bottom. Okay, it's only giving one option there, huh? I wish.
Oh yeah. Yep. Just that one. I don't think it'll do anything if I click these others.
Okay. And on the right hand side, if you go up to it says public chat, can you just see if you can click that. See if anybody can do anything?
Yeah. I'll watch it.
The iPad behind you, I was gonna use that to check to see the actual live stream, see if we can see it on our side and see how that works. So if all fails, if this is just an audio only version for us, because it should record Bill's side of this whole thing from his, and I can download that. We can just put this directly as just an audio only live thing.
Yeah,
So,
okay, that works.
So yeah, this all for naught, at least at this point. I'm gonna pull up YouTube here and see if we can go to our YouTube page. And we will do hashtag MFCpod, should be our homepage here. So I'll pull this bad boy up and see if it is running.
Let's see how pretty we all look.
Yeah, or not, or just, doing the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Hey,
John, you and I look pretty. Brandon is
we talked about that science.
Yeah.
Bookshelf of DVDs.
Yeah, why? Yeah, the mythological...
What is science? Sounds like a whole bunch of hooey.
Yeah. How are your guys' audio levels in your ears?
It's a little loud, but not uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's fine.
I can turn you down if you want.
Just a tad, maybe, but
is that better for you?
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, awesome.
Perfect.
I'm uncomfortable.
Well, that's because you're ugly.
Oh, I know about that.
I know about that. Hey, we are live. Nice. This is just going to be tests for a test chat. Test chat. See if it pops up.
On the side.
Yep.
This is what all these fun internet kids feel like. All cool like this.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I'll even give us a heart.
A heart. Perfect.
Cool.
Oh, I just thought of a great joke, but I probably shouldn't make this political.
All right, and then if you wouldn't mind...
Oh, it popped up. Yeah.
Nice. If you wouldn't mind, Tyler, just moving the camera this way a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we're losing Brandon. But...
Yeah, I'm not even in frame.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Damn it. Gotta slouch down a bit.
No, you're fine. Actually, if you want, Tyler, if you put it right underneath one of the bottom of the Funko Pops right there, probably would work even better.
Oh, okay.
If the thing stretches. Oh, yeah. Technical difficulties. Working through them.
That's how it goes.
You gave Tyler the one task that we know he can't do at the beginning of every single one of our shows. He struggles with the webcam.
Yeah, with the camera. If you can turn it that way.
This direction?
Yes. Should be good, I actually think. And down a little bit. That'll do. Fuck it.
Okay.
It's a live show. Fuck it. If you wouldn't mind, let's go ahead and notify everybody on the Book of Face. If you hit the plus button at the top for our new browser, we're doing a live thing right now. There should be a bookmark, yep, for our MFC pod right there.
Tyler should also be on the bleep button.
Oh, does it log me up? Go ahead and hit log in. See if it does anything. Oh, you mother lover.
Which one is it?
Try that one.
It's always the most inconvenient time since
I
you have to
know.
log in.
Okay, and then top right, where it has my little face there.
This
There
one.
you go. Yep, hit that guy. And then go down to Movies, Film, Cinema. Beautiful. And then go ahead and scroll down. We're going to teach Tyler how to use Facebook and see where it says what's on your mind on the right-hand side next to our logo. Yep.
I am learning too. I've never seen this before.
Yep. Go ahead and, select that where it says what's on your mind. There you go. And you can just type in "We are live now" on YouTube only.
And just watch the comments pour in.
Right.
Why?
These guys didn't even get on time. Why should I fucking listen?
Good.
Do me a favor. Just hit like an exclamation mark, and then hit like space, and then something to the effect of like, let's say, look up hashtag MFC pod. So you're looking for the pound sign before the MFC pod. There you go.
Yeah, sure. We just looked for it. She said she
Like
wasn't
this?
doing it yet.
Yes. You can hit that. Okay, and then hit next. Sweet.
Post.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Not now. Awesome. And then if you want to go back to Riverside, which is our thing. All right. Cool. I think we're ready, guys. If you wouldn't mind as well, sorry, Tyler, where you can look at the other pages. If you go to the top right, very, very, very top right, we're going to do the double boxes. Yep. And then slide that over so you can see the script. And
Oh, darn.
that's okay. There you go. Nice. Awesome. All
There
right.
we
I
go.
think we're ready to start here. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us while we're setting this up and doing things. So let's see if I can get an intro in one shot, huh?
You can do it.
You can do it. All right, here we go. Well, welcome to Movies, Film, Cinema. I'm your host, Big Bird. We're your premier movie podcast, where we love watching movies more than Scorpion. I almost got it. Where we love watching movies more than Scorpion loves saying, "Get over here." With me, as always, are my co-hosts. I've got Billy V, John the Man Balaban, and Tyler the Mind Doctor.
I am computer.
He's computer.
Mind the computer.
Tyler's our behind-the-scenes guy today. He's running things. So kudos to him. He's Dr. Zen, and he's running things for us. So, guys, today we're talking about the movie that just came out, 2 days ago now?
A couple days ago, yeah.
Yeah, this week. We're talking about Mortal Kombat 2. So this is going to be our first version, hopefully better versions in the future of our live shows. Yeah. So we wanted to kind of try to do this so that way we kind of stay relevant with you guys. We're going to try to end up posting this today. It's going to be highly unedited. So you're just going to kind of get like the raw footage here. So if you see some funky screens and some funky angles, that's just because I'm trying to get that out to you as quick as possible. So yeah, guys, let's jump into it, okay? So just give people some background about Mortal Kombat in general if you haven't seen it. So Mortal Kombat's based off of a video game released in 1992 by Midway. It has over 20 different video game releases at this point. It's got 9 movies, quote unquote, in the the spectrum. Yeah. As John, I'm sure we'll talk about.
We acknowledge all of them.
It's got 3 like TV show-esque type of things or web series. And then kind of a fun fact, it's responsible for the video game rating system that was kind of
Mhm.
published in the 90s, which I thought was a really kind of fun fact. Um, we'll start with kind of maybe like just the trailer. When you guys initially saw this, which is very interestingly enough, we had this on our list of like most anticipated for 2025. And
Yeah.
it was on your list, if I'm
Yeah, I think it
mistaken,
got
right?
pushed back, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about kind of the long haul on that as far as like when the trailer first came out, like because it was supposed to come out then,
Mhm.
right? And then like we waited for all this time, the teaser and the trailer. What do you guys think the trailer and this movie was gonna be about?
Well, other than the little references to Johnny Cage coming into this one, I didn't actually see a trailer until somewhat recently.
Mhm.
And I watched it once and it really did not hit me as I was hoping because I loved the first one, even with all its problems. I know they had plenty of issues with locations with filming and COVID and writing problems and things went away from the tournament to do whatever they had to do. They had to reuse locations that they didn't plan on using more than once. There was all kinds of problems that led into why that movie ended up being what it was. But I still loved it. I thought it was awesome and that was super sweet. And especially like the fighting, they handled really well. The characters got great treatment, even the ones that kind of got killed right away or whatever. They all still were treated very well, I thought. And then I finally saw this trailer. I was super pumped for it and everything, and it just didn't hit me. No,
Hmm.
nothing about it. Some of the locations looked like it was kind of cool that they were referencing actual video game locations, but it almost seemed kind of half-assed. Like the CGI wasn't where I would have wanted it to be and everything. So I was like, oh great, we're gonna have another Mortal Kombat Annihilation situation going on here.
Yeah,
But I heard better reviews as we got closer to it, so I got a little more excited to see it again. And then we'll see what I thought of it.
yeah. That's fair. Bill, how about you? How did you feel about when you first kind of initially saw the trailers and kind of the anticipation of for it? Like, where was your mindset at?
So the original teaser, if I'm not mistaken, was just the Johnny Cage like cameo thing. I when I saw that, I didn't even know that they were coming out with Mortal Kombat 2. I thought it was just a Johnny Cage spinoff. And given that teaser, I'm like, this looks stupid awesome. And then I think I don't even remember the time in which they released the official first trailer or whatever, and then it marked that it was the Mortal Kombat 2, and I was just like, "Nah, whatever." Like, so my initial thought was they were just gonna do a, Johnny Cage, which I would have been, like, on board for all the campiness, but then, it's Mortal Kombat 2, and yeah. The first one was I watched it, I enjoyed it for what it was. It's not very memorable, but like everyone else's critique, if it wasn't for Kano and his quippiness, the movie would have sucked. Um, and that's kind of the boat I'm in. So I was expecting a Johnny Cage movie, and I got Mortal Kombat 2, and we'll talk about it.
I thought you didn't watch no trailers.
When they just it's for movies that I really anticipate me wanting to love and enjoy. I don't watch the trailers for, but a movie about Johnny Cage or Mortal Kombat 2, I'll watch the trailer.
There.
Yeah.
Well, so for me, like I kind of agree with you, Bill, that like it kind of seemed like it was going to be very Johnny Cage heavy. And uh, for our first portion of like this review, we're going to do like non spoilers, and then we're going to get very spoiler heavy at the very end. So here's your warning now that kind of like our plans. I also thought it was going to be like a Johnny Cage kind of like train ride, the way that they were kind of selling this. I don't know if you guys have seen the animated versions of like done by DC and Marvel, like the Mortal Kombat movies at all.
I've heard a lot of positive things, and I saw part of one of the Scorpion ones, but I haven't seen much else.
The Scorpion one is like probably
Yeah,
the best
that's
one
what
by
I've heard.
far.
Yeah, I just didn't see the whole thing for
Yeah.
whatever reason. I didn't have time, or I don't remember the circumstances.
Yeah. I think they might be on HBO Max, but once again, I have physical copies.
I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah. But they have a Johnny Cage one, and that one by far is the worst one. And the way that the trailer was going to play out, that's kind of I was like, oh,
Yeah.
just remaking this,
Cage has been kind of weird in the recent video games too. I didn't play the last one, but the two, like I think 9 and 10, if I'm not mistaken, for the Mortal Kombat releases. He's like the older version that's just like super cocky. I mean, he's always been super cocky, but it's not done in the same way that it used to like mimic Van Damme back
Right.
in the day. It's done in a different way now, where he's like washed up and still cocky and everything. And it works for the character. It just doesn't hit me the same way young Johnny Cage did. So I was a little disappointed that that's the route they were going for the movie too.
Yeah, that's fair. How did you guys feel that this movie connected with the last movie as far as like leaving off and kind of blending in together as being like an actual sequel? I'll start with you, Bill. How did you feel about that?
I didn't do my research and rewatch it, so I don't really remember a lot of the first one. However, my issue, one of my biggest issue, and this isn't a spoiler, is the amount of exposition dump at the beginning of the movie. Um, and what are you signaling there, Brandon?
We got 4 people looking at us.
Oh, cool. Amazing. It's just loved ones.
I just went over to the chat to say, I was like, oh, I should look and see if there's anyone there.
Oh yeah, but
if I might interrupt you, if you guys want to add into the chat, you can do that via the YouTube page that we're live on right now. So in the future, that we'll put out links and make it more seamless. That way you can participate on Facebook or just our website. So
cool.
Go ahead, Don.
I don't remember where I was, but didn't do research. Oh yeah, I remember the film, but I kind of don't remember the film. But in the beginning of this film, the thing that pissed me off the most was just the amount of exposition dump that didn't really like recap what happened in the last film, but just gave us like what's going to happen in this new film. But I hate exposition dumps. And yeah,
especially when it's not done well. It's not like mixed into anything. They're not using the story to tell you anything. They're just, hey, this is what you need to know for the next scene to make sense. So I'm going to explain it.
Yep.
It hits me hard when that's done that way. So I feel right there with you on that.
Yep.
How about you, John? How do you feel that the transitions happen between both movies?
Well, let's touch back on this later when we're doing spoilers because I got a big one. But, sounds like Bill might know what I'm talking about.
That's okay.
But overall, I'd say there's not a whole lot of story between these two movies anyway. So the exposition that's Bill's referencing is the connection between the two movies. Basically, it's just, hey, tournament, right? You need to fight to save the world. And they skipped all the I don't believe you stuff. I mean, they did a little bit of it, but most movies will spend 45 minutes in the I don't believe you, and then they have to try to prove it and everything.
Right.
I was happy that they skipped over that. I just wish they would have been a little more tactful with it. Like,
I got the same feeling.
Like, it kind of felt like they were leaning into the fact that this is a video game movie, that people who like the video game just want to see the characters and the fights. So let's not really care too much about the story. And I really, really appreciate that in some ways, but I feel like they approached it in just too, like, maybe lackadaisical of a way or something, where it's just like,
yeah, it seemed like
it was so nonchalant that it was hard to care.
Yeah, it seemed like they were more focused on trying to create cutscenes from video games and smush them together to make a movie. Is kind of how I felt.
Yeah, almost even some of the fights felt that way.
Yeah,
like that could have been 30 seconds longer with a few more hits in it. Come on, you know?
Right. So as far as the video games are concerned, I've only played, I think, up until number 3 or 4.
That's before they had stories too.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a little back lore for each character in each world, but there's stories now and they're ridiculous.
I was gonna say, so I haven't played for that long. Have you, Bill or John, have you guys played any of the recent video games, and how do you feel connected with the source material?
Well, let Bill answer first if you've tried any of them.
So I was on the other side. I was a Tekken and Soul Calibur kid, only because I didn't have a Sega growing up, but I did play enough at my friend's house and stuff like that. So I've played recent video games, but not like extensive, enough to see like the fatalities and cutscenes and stuff like that. But I've never actually owned a copy because I've never had those systems. So I am not the expert in source material like John is in this matter.
The source material is really like random and sporadic all over the place too, and like particularly when the last movie came out, I really refreshed myself with it, because not just me growing up with Mortal Kombat a lot. I mean, I was really into Tekken and stuff as well, but Mortal Kombat was always, and Street Fighter for that matter, were always the two I fall back on. But with the stories, they've gotten like so convoluted and weird that like things start not making sense at all, of like who's dead, who's alive, who's been brought back as a zombie, which worlds have been taken over and which worlds have been destroyed, and all this stuff. That there's like 2 or 3 different times where Raiden, as the demigod or elder god, whatever he is, he just wipes the entire history clean and it starts over.
Oh wow.
So like none of the canon in Mortal Kombat, at least in my opinion, really matters towards anything. So whoever wants to make a new Mortal Kombat story, I feel like have at it. Like, just go for it, because that's kind of the universe that they've built at this point.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Marvel's become, where it's like, oh, new universe, just make Spider-Man is also Captain America. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it works. You know, so that's kind of how Mortal Kombat is. It's just like any god can show up and erase everything and start it all over.
Okay.
So the stories have gotten so ridiculous that it's almost like who cares? Like some of it's kind of cool if you're really really a fanboy of Mortal Kombat. Learn it like I was when the last movie came out. I was really learning about the Sharia Rai, which is like Scorpion's clan, versus the Lin Kuei, which is like Bihan's clan, and that whole history and everything. But even stuff like that changes depending on which timeline you're looking at. So it's cool if you're super nerdy into it, but it's not anything static the way like Star Wars lore or Tolkien lore or anything is like that.
Okay.
So it's hard to follow and hard to care about sometimes, but it is sometimes interesting.
That's good to know. Okay. You were talking about the Scorpion clan and the Sub-Zero clan.
I'd say that's one of the most like sturdy through lines that all of the different versions, at least that I've heard, has. Is those two always hate each other. The clans have always hated each other.
Right.
It's kind of like a China-Japan thing there.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say that Scorpion movie that we talked about, the animated one, it like goes heavy into that. So if you enjoy that, that through line, I would highly recommend.
And many of the through lines are actually interesting if you do decide to. Some of them are only a few paragraphs long, some of them are books long or movies long or whatever. But they're all cool. It's just hard to keep track.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's hard to remember. Like I said, I studied a lot of it when the last movie came out because I just got really hyped on it. And already by now, I've forgotten most of it again.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into some of like maybe the technical things about this movie. Once again, spoiler free at this point. What are some technical things, whether it be story or I had some CGI problems in the very beginning that kind of took me out of the movie. Did you guys have anything like that? We'll start with you, Bill.
Yes. No, that was I just recently learned, I guess they only had like $80 million budget or something like so I guess the budget of this was like really hurting or something. I don't know the whole storyline. But it shows. My problem with modern Hollywood is using the volume for everything, which I don't think they used on this, but it looked like it. So it's basically just like green screen hell.
It looked like that in the beginning, and that's what took me out. Like when Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade were first walking onto screen.
To be fair, a lot of the scenes looked like that. There was like a couple where it's like, okay, that's where all the budget went, or maybe they just did it early on in the production. I don't know what plagued this production, but it was very, I don't know, like we're in 2026 at this point. It looked like something from the 15s or something like that. So yeah, it took me out, but at the same time, like, it's based on a video game, so how critical can we be about it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like some of the times when they were trying to like recreate levels from the actual games, there's like two really in particular that stand out in my mind for this that we'll avoid for now for spoilers. But it just looked rough. Like it looked like it was in the video game.
Well, I don't know if it's huge spoiler, but Sonya's first battle, everybody knows she's in the movie, so it's not a spoiler. But it's like that was like a 10 by 10 room or something, and it was like you could see the video game reference, but it's like they spent $10 on the location or something. I don't know, like it was weird. It was tiny and like off-putting and cheesy. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there were certain things with the CGI, like as stuff progressed, like one particular character we'll probably talk about a little bit more later, which I think is kind of common knowledge that this character's in the movie, but one particular character is very CGI heavy because of the abilities that this character has.
Yes.
And some of it looked pretty cool, even with how rough the CGI was at times. So a lot of it was forgivable. And that's it. Like when I talk about forgivable CGI, I oftentimes bring up The Lord of the Rings because it's one of many, many, many movies. So I just picked this because I know it so well.
Yeah.
But where the CGI can be absolutely awful at times, especially by today's standards, particularly like in Moria when the bridge is breaking and they have to stand on it and it falls forward and everything.
Yes.
It just looks rough, but for some reason it looks unique to only that movie. Like it does not look like it's just fake graphics that you would see in every other movie. It doesn't look like video game graphics. It doesn't look like stuff you'd see in a James Cameron movie. It looks like something that's specific to that world. And so in some way you can kind of trick your mind into believing it. Like this is actual real in this story. It's real for this world. And so some of that applies to this new Mortal Kombat as well, particularly the things with the character I'm talking about. Some of the other stuff was less forgivable, though, kind of like what Bill's talking about. And you're like, man, Mortal Kombat Annihilation is so rough for me, mainly because of the CGI. And they openly admit they didn't finish it before they ran out of deadline or ran into deadline, and they released the movie anyway. And even me as a little kid, I was like, what am I? What? I was like, 8 years old when that came out? I was like, what is this garbage?
Just higher pitched?
Yeah. And so, exactly.
What is this garbage?
So now I'm like sitting in Mortal Kombat 2 and I'm just like, am I reliving this again? Like they just can't do a sequel? What is happening?
Quiet and eat your popcorn.
Yeah.
But that's a good point about like if something is the stylization is very unique or novel, then yeah, you can just be like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So then it stands out almost
Mhm.
like, yeah, I thought that was a good way to describe
Well,
it.
and another example I have of that too that we've talked about on this podcast before was Mad Max, not Mad Max, Furiosa.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff that looked blatantly ridiculous in that movie, but somehow it fit to that movie, and so you're able to kind of, at least I was able to kind of suspend
Yeah.
belief a little bit more to stay in the immersion of that particular film.
It's appropriate within its own canon.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
for sure. Well, I think at this point, guys, I think we are at a point where we kind of like we just want to start talking about the
Yeah.
movie. Is that
We'll
kind of
start-
how you're feeling? Is there
Start getting
anything?
into the meat of it.
Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to say, like spoiler free or anything like that, before we take
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
gloves?
Spoiler free. I will say that I did still have fun watching the movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parts in it where I found myself smiling, like actually enjoying. There,
Yes.
one particular fight, to avoid spoilers again, I'll mention it in a minute here. One particular fight I actually pretty much enjoyed all the way through. I was like, this is awesome. This is what I came to this movie for.
Right.
Even with some weird graphics that happened in that scene. Once again, it was forgivable because of how
I hope it's the same scene that I'm thinking of.
I hope so too, but we'll see. And I mean, there was more than just the one scene, but the one scene all the way through, I was like, yes, this is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
But the rest of it just fell flat on a certain level, but it was still kind of fun to watch. Particularly if you like Mortal Kombat, you'll probably have fun with a lot of the characters, even if they don't get as much screen time as you would have hoped. So I'm not saying it was a terrible movie. I'm saying it was a swing and a miss in many ways, but I would still see it if you like Mortal Kombat.
That's pretty much exactly where I landed too. To not get to my spoiler version of kind of my review. As always, I do our letterbox, and that's kind of the summation is what I had of this movie. If you like Mortal Kombat, you're gonna enjoy this movie, just for like seeing the characters you enjoy on screen. I was entertained by this movie. Like at the end of the day, I was entertained. I got what I paid for, and I appreciate it. I just know, because obviously I watch hundreds of thousands of movies, that like, it could have been more. And there's always things that happen in the way, whether it be the studio or actors or whatever. It's just like, man, it could have been, and that's where the disappointment I think comes for me, is like the could have been.
Just to piggyback off that real quick, is that's a little bit how I felt about the movie Normal, but with an opposite outcome.
Yes,
Because with Normal, when I finished it, I was like, man, if that movie would have taken itself a little bit more seriously, it could have been great.
Yes.
But I'm almost glad that it didn't, because it was so much fun for what it was.
Yeah.
This Mortal Kombat, maybe I wish it would have taken itself a little more seriously, at least on the serious level of the first one, because the first one wasn't quite as goofy as this. Kano was, but the rest of it wasn't,
Yes.
But
I think that's my take on it, is it not necessarily need to be taken more seriously. I think they were in this weird teeter-totter realm of full campy, ridiculous video game movie and serious, and they just needed to lean one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I would have been fine if they leaned one way or the other. It's just they were fighting between, this is realistic, but also we're in Mortal Kombat world. And I think they needed to just lean on one side or the other.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
All right, guys. I think this is it. I think we can say cut it. This is where we're done with our spoiler-free
If you don't want
review.
spoilers, log off now.
Yep. So I think we should finish this
Finish him.
and do our spoiler version
Sounds good.
of this review. I have right here. So I think just blatantly at this point in time, what was your favorite scene? What was your least favorite scene? Bill, we'll start with you.
John, I hope it's the same one, but it was the big fight between Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Absolutely.
It
was phenomenal. It was
if
awesome.
that was the whole movie, like not just that scene, but if that's the fight scenes if they had the same energy and production throughout, even though that scene was very, like, I was complaining about green screen hell throughout the whole entire movie, even though that scene was very green screen hell, it was in the world of Mortal Kombat and it looked like a level.
Well, and their costumes contrasted with the background really nicely as well, the way the video game does.
Yes.
So that scene, it worked better than it did in other scenes.
The pacing was great. The fight choreography was amazing.
Chemistry between the two actors is phenomenal. They've talked about wanting to do a Shaolin Monk spinoff of just those two.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Ludi Lin and I can't remember the guy's name that plays Kung Lao. But yeah, Ludi
So
Lin got big for this movie too. He was
Yes.
ripped in the first one, but he got like muscle
Yeah,
mass
he
on
got
this
buff.
one. Man.
I will say the thing that was weird about it for me though, and I'm pretty sure this is what they did, is it did seem like some of the hand movements were CGI replacements because they have the cutoff vests. They're easy to just replace hands. So there
Mhm.
was, as far as stunts and fight choreography concerned, there was like some weird off-putting movements, like either like the timing was weird or whatever the heck it is. But that being said, I was just being nitpicky at that point because that was like what, halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that was the tipping point in which things started to get really good because the whole
Mhm.
beginning of the movie was exposition dump and the choreography was not good.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest letdowns for me too is the choreography. That scene did better with it, but
It did, and then it just kept picking up after that, but that was like the highlight for me.
yeah.
Like that scene was just it was amazing.
I think they need more actual martial artists in these movies. Like Carl Urban as Cage was a weird choice. Like it just every time he moved, it looked slow compared to someone like Ludi Lin or
Yeah.
like Joe Taslim or Hiroyuki Sanada. Like any of those dudes who are legit martial artists, they were more fun to watch on screen in a movie like this.
Well, go figure. That's how it was done in the '90s. You got real martial
Right,
artists to do the
yeah,
action.
except for Sonya, they just gave her an easy fight.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny you bring up Johnny Cage and his fighting. Like, so Carl Urban doing that, because that was actually my least favorite part of this movie
Mhm.
was his contribution to this film.
Mhm.
I really enjoy Carl Urban. I think he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
I just don't think he was the right casting choice for this.
Agreed.
I think it's like a Batman and Bruce Wayne situation.
Mhm.
I think he's a really good Bruce Wayne. I just don't think he's a really good Batman because he's got the the don't f with me attitude that we see from Butcher from
Mhm.
The Boys, but he doesn't also have like the comedic smart Alec attitude that he's kind of
Mhm.
missing there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was missing for me from this movie was from him. And I think there could have been a few more quips. Obviously, there's the writing that happened, and there was like he calls people like listen here, Gandalf, and he's like
Yeah,
has,
so much modern references is a little bit weird for a '90s game. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
So
I get why they did it, but for someone as old as me, it felt weird.
Right. I feel like there wasn't like enough like smart Alec, kind of quippiness from him. He just was relying too much on the dialogue of
Mhm.
like to kind of be that way.
Yeah, it's like his delivery wasn't quite as you probably used the right word with quippy.
Yeah.
His delivery wasn't right there, and then Kano shows up,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're like, there it is.
Yes,
Okay.
Spoilers.
Killed the show. And honestly, like both movies, if Kano wasn't in both of these movies, these
They
movies
both, yeah.
they would suffer so
I
bad.
still will stand on it. I love a lot about the first one. I really
Yes.
do. There's so much in that to me was fantastic, separate from story and a little bit of the execution and everything. But Kano is still seriously a highlight, other than the opening scene. I don't think Mortal Kombat will ever do something as cool as the opening scene in the first, like the last Mortal Kombat.
For
movie.
Sure. That
but
set the tone really well.
they should just do a whole movie of that. Like, just Bihan and Scorpion, or Bihan and what's his name? Hisari Hanzo, something like that.
Yeah.
Hisashi Hanzo. I think.
Yeah.
Something. I can't
Scorpion.
remember Scorpion.
His name's Scorpion.
Name, but but yeah, that would be cool to see those guys go at it. But
Yeah, for sure. The other thing that one of the fight, like, okay, if we're going to talk about like favorite fights, I don't think it was like the biggest fight, but I also really enjoyed it. I thought they did really well too. Was the fight between Shao Kahn and is his name
Cole Young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that fight went really well.
That was, to me, that was one of the more exciting fights. That's my spoiler. The continuity between the first movie and this one.
Yeah.
As much as I didn't like it, because I really like the actor Louis Tan, and the character of Cole Noble didn't bother me as a character, but why they inserted him into the first movie did bother me. So I definitely get all the fan hatred of that character.
Yeah.
I think it sucks for Louis Tan because, like I said, I like him as an actor and everything. But I do think it's cool that they leaned into how much the fans hated that character, and so they dealt with it.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, the fan outrage on that character was ridiculous. Like I was afraid that they weren't even going to get a sequel because of how much people hated the first one because
Wow.
Cole was even a character.
Okay.
They're like, you have 30-something canon characters you could use, and you shoehorn some new one in just so we have a random protagonist to follow.
Fair enough. Okay,
So-
maybe that's why I didn't know because I didn't know
Yeah.
he was like some new character that they made. I
Yeah.
thought he was
No, he's
part of
completely
the
new.
universe.
Yeah, completely new. And so, people were super, super upset about that, and so there was high demand to kill him off. And so, as much as I was not happy with that, I was happy with that the studio did what the fans wanted, and
Right.
and they actually gave him like kind of a good ending too, because in a way he beat Shao Kahn,
Right. That's the
And
way
then-
I felt.
and he was just cheated, so then he lost. So,
However, there is a necromancer in the crew. So
True.
is he really dead?
well, and every actor that was in the first movie, I don't know if contracts have changed, but every actor that played a Mortal Kombat character in the first movie was signed on for 5 films.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So
chances are
he'll come back.
Could be back.
Okay.
He'll have more flat of a head, but he'll come back.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know. Didn't they make some reference of not being able to bring him back without a head though? Because they said that about.
I think he said it's like
Sinbad.
no.
Well, he said
Yeah.
You need to bring it back once I crush your skull or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
When Shao Kahn was talking to Katana.
Does he still get paid for 5 movies though?
Yeah, right.
Or just 1.5?
My argument would be he's like he made an eyeball. Why can't he make like a whole skull?
True. Yeah.
So,
true.
yeah. All right.
I was really hoping to see Ermac.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen in the fight
Yeah.
scene with Scorpion and like the
Yeah.
Nether Realm or whatever.
Yeah, I love Ermac. I just want to see. And I was hoping Cabal would come back, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Cabal's one of the highlights of the first movie for me. Just the way he talks and
Right.
just his cadence, like the way he moves and everything. It's like name your price, then double it again. It's so sweet. I love that character.
Well, let's get into some of the other like technical things about this movie. What was maybe your biggest gripe? Like you can specifically point out
Yeah.
like things as far as like technically. For me, it was story things. I felt the first movie had a way better story arc, like we talked about. For
Even though that was its biggest problem.
Yes.
Like that movie's biggest problem was the story.
Right.
It was probably still better than this one.
I felt like this movie kind of suffered the same fate as Annihilation, where it was just like we got characters, just plug them in
Mhm.
random places, and the story will figure it out on its own.
Mhm.
It didn't really seem like focus on one thing specifically or have a strong A story versus a B story. Kind of just jumped around a lot to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys felt the same.
Yeah, I definitely did. I can see kind of the A story as the tournament itself, and the B story as like Shao Kahn and the NetherRealm people trying to kill off the heroes before they can enter the tournament or whatever. So I mean, I guess I see the through line there, and that's from the first one as well. But it's just too jumpy. I don't know if I can blame them for that though, because that's what a lot of the fans asked for. Like,
Mhm.
we don't care about much of a story; just give us the fights and the characters. And so, as much as I don't necessarily love the execution on it, it is kind of what a lot of people asked for. So I can't be too upset about that aspect of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I felt like the A and B story was actually Katana and Luke Cage, or Johnny Cage, and it's like
Yeah, I can see that.
it's like all the Shao Kahn stuff was like whatever. We need a bad guy, so let's plug that in. But I think that's for me what was the problem with the script, and I think I don't know what their development was in pre-production. Like, is this going to be a Johnny Cage movie? Is this going to be a Katana movie, or what? If it was always going to be that, or if they just shoved the Katana storyline in afterwards. But that's what it felt like to me. Like it's like we're gonna write on Johnny Cage pulling us through the film, and then last minute they decided to make it a Katana film. And so
Yes.
like the whole entire movie to me just felt like okay, who's our real protagonist and who do we really care about in this movie? And it's not like it was in your face that they were struggling with that, but it was like in your face that they were struggling with who do we care about? Like
Yeah.
that, and that was my problem is the introduction of Katana. Like the beginning introduction of young Katana and all that, it was whatever. It was campy, it was cheesy, but the fight was decent. And then when she got older and we go to the whole like woods training ground and like the cheesy fight and the dialogue and the exposition, it's
Yeah.
like it just felt shoehorned in that we're now caring about Katana.
Well, and what's the deal with those two actresses too? Like Katana was some of the worst acting I've seen on screen. in a
Yeah.
long
She got I would say the whole entire movie got good after like towards the end, but like the beginning half was just nothing was good. The choreography, the acting, all of it was just like clunky. And I think that was
Yeah.
not necessarily one individual. I think it was just the filmmaking and development in general.
Yeah. For me, Jade and Katana were both terrible. Anytime either of them were on screen, it just took me right out of it. And I can never remember her name, but the girl that played Jade, I'm pretty sure she's the same actress that plays in this TV show called The 100. We might have talked about it before. Super campy WB show that's actually kind of worth watching if you ever get the chance.
Mhm.
And she does well in that as well too. But something about it, she just plays the same character from that show all the time, and that's what Jade was in this to me as well. And in that show, if I remember correctly, she uses a staff, so I'm pretty sure that's probably the way she got this role, was just her familiarity with the martial arts that she was going to need to do.
Okay.
And it just, so many parts of this movie just put me back into like made for TV sci-fi channel, and
I can see that.
those two actors were both two huge parts of it. And the whole like the set that was like the dark village or whatever, where Johnny Cage has his first fight, and then like it's Katana's main area. Katana and Khan have their fight at the end in the same place. That whole set just looked so like
Stage.
production. Yeah, it looked like a stage production. There's no other people or signs of life anywhere. Like it looks like it's just, hey, here's a place to fight, which is very Mortal Kombat, but it wasn't done as well.
Right.
Oh no, it just took me out of it. The other ones looked like CGI, like to look like the level from the video game, almost even 2D, particularly on like the acid bath fight level, where like it almost looked like when you're looking at it, it's 2D when Cole walks in from the side. Like there's things I didn't like about it, but there was also things that you can tell I kind of appreciated how they did it. But with this other set, it just looked terrible. And most of Katana's scenes were there. So not only did I hate her, I hated her costume. I hated the dialogue that was coming from any of their mouths. And then I hated the set that was going on. And then she can't fight. And then the fans looked cheap. Like, just so
what's the? It's a small gripe, but what's the point of her mask coming on digitally? Like, and then all of a sudden, like, she just pulls it off and gets rid of it. It's like if it comes on digitally, why can't it go away? I don't know.
I think that got added in later. They're like, oh, this would look cooler if she puts her mask on, so let's make it all Tony Stark digital.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but I don't know.
I was conflicted and confused by, again, I don't know if it was a budget issue or if it was just the style that they were going for, but the fact that you pointed out there was a lot of scenes that they gave the fan service of the 2D scroller fighty thing, and then the background was very CGI, or the whole thing was CGI. But it's like, was that a deliberate intention to make it all look like the video game? And it just, who cares if it looks too, or did they just run out of budget? But there was like so many scenes where it's like, man, this is like they're trying to get photorealistic with it, and then it's just looking like worse than a PlayStation 1 background. You know what I mean? Like that's a really harsh way of saying it, but like I was just pulled out.
Yeah.
It was, the sets were either like super stagey and I just didn't feel immersed, or they were super CGI and there was just no in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought Baraka was pretty cool.
Baraka was cool, but that whole scene was just like,
well, I have a gripe about it though.
Yeah.
So I thought he was cool.
Baraka was cool.
Relate him to another Lord of the Rings reference here. I'll relate him, this might be an odd connection at first, to Gimli from the Lord of the Rings movies. So Gimli could arguably be the overall comic relief of the Lord of the Rings films.
Right.
And he's almost only that. Like, he does some other cool stuff. He's a hero and all that stuff too, but that's his purpose for us as the audience. That is not Gimli as the character. That's not how he was written. He's not the goofy dwarf that's cracking jokes and stuff like that. And so the movie used him in that way because they needed a character to do that, and they needed it to be a pivotal character of some way, someone other than a hobbit.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what they did with Baraka in this one. They're like, let's take the big scary monster guy and we'll just make him lovable and funny. And
yeah,
it kind of bugged me. Like, he was cool, and like he was kind of even funny the first time he starts talking. I was like, that got me a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like even just the way his mouth moves and stuff, I was like, all right, okay, well, this is fun. But by the end of it, I was just like, really, this is what you've done to Baraka?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he be like ripping people apart? Like,
for sure. And I don't know. I think he was a big gripe for me as well, because I feel like, once again, like the point that you're making is like, he's a big scary character. They basically made him into a pussycat from a lion, and I felt like, okay, this is like the fighting tribe, and like this is all he should do, and he's doing that wave arm thing, and he's like, this is amazing. Like how they stop that fight, he's like, oh, you're the best fighter ever.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get here?
And then
they just made an excuse.
In the next scene, when they use him, he slaughters like 9 guys in a row without even any resistance.
Yes.
But he couldn't kill Johnny Cage in his own home village in like a 15 or 10-minute fight. Like, what?
Yeah.
All right. Guys, I'll believe it.
I like the look of him. The execution of him, was
the
not
writing.
good.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, where there's like, yeah, tell me more of the story. Like,
Right.
he like became George from Mice of Men or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a big problem with him. So, Well, now that we're both revved up about this, like things that we're hating, I have in here, how do these past versions stack up to or how does this movie stack up to past versions in the 90s? And you and I had a conversation, or we all had a conversation over text message. I was like, how did you guys like it compared to like the 90s movies? And you're like, there's only one 90s movie. I was like, oh shit, okay. One. So I have in my notes here is let John off the chain about the 90s movies. So
and then somebody was like, oh really, was there only one? Which was
that's what I thought too. I was like, wait a second.
well that was me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I even knew that there was another one, and you guys talked about it. I'm like,
you're living your life the right way, man.
Yeah.
See, and then they said that, and I was like, okay.
No, Annihilation it should have been called Abomination. They killed off Johnny Cage in the opening scene, which that alone is enough. Especially as a little kid scene. Like I said, I was like 8 when that came out or something like that. What are you doing? This is garbage. Well, and not to mention that Van Damme was my favorite actor back then. So then you have a video game character based on him. I'm like, oh, the second movie, the first one was amazing. What are they going to do? Outworld's coming.
Yeah.
And then opening scene, they kill him. Everything goes horrible. Change actors for Raiden, which was a horrible downgrade between the actors. And they cut all his hair off and changed his outlook. Oh,
yeah.
What was that excuse for Raiden in that movie? Not to mention all the other problems with it. I try to erase it from my memory.
Yeah. Well, there's only, 2 actors from first movie to second movie, which was Liu Kang and Katana. Yeah.
I think are the only 2 that return. It was just all a mess.
That was something I was really scared about this movie. That was going to be another thing. It's because it's been so long between the 2 movies. It's been 5 years, and I was like, oh man, I hope they keep at least some of the same characters.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. At first when I saw Ludi Lin, I knew he was in it, but I didn't recognize him because he had gotten so big. I was like, what the hell happened? That dude like doubled in size.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any thoughts on how the 90s versions and this versions kind of stack up against each other, Bill?
I don't even remember.
Well, I will say the 95 version, the first Mortal Kombat, that is still the best Mortal Kombat on film. Now, as much as I love the remake, the one from 5 years ago or whatever, as much as I do love that one, and I think the fighting in it is better and the brutality in it is better than the 95 movie, even some of the acting in it, but from a filmmaking standpoint, many things are better than the 95 movie on their own. But as a whole movie, the 95 Mortal Kombat is still the best Mortal Kombat, in my opinion.
I think I'd agree with that if you were taking the live action versions.
Live action's all I'm talking about.
Yeah. I was going to say the animated versions. I would even argue if you kind of put a few of those together that they're better.
Sure. Like I said, I used to have this old, like, super early CGI VHS tape of Mortal Kombat. It looked like video game, like, balls for their arms, like stuff like that. And it had, like, a fight between, I think, the ancient Kung Lao and Goro, where Goro, or one of Goro's ancestors, where Goro kills him, and then a fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And it was supposed to be the first fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, where Sub-Zero kills Scorpion, and that was awesome. As a little kid, the graphics were horrible, the fighting wasn't even that good, but I was pumped on it. I would argue that is better than Annihilation.
I think through my research, I think that's the prequel to the first live action movie.
Oh, really?
So
I think it is actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
So, but yeah, that would kind of be where my ranking is. So as far as that's concerned. Well, anything last you guys want to say before we start kind of semi wrapping this up and kind of give our opinions on how this movie stacks up? Like, what's your end goal, reviews and things like that?
Do you guys feel like if they didn't bring back Kano, if this movie would be as strong? Because I feel like
no,
exactly. I think the freaking Kung Lao fight was the tipping point, and then all of a sudden they brought back Kano, and it's just like, okay, this movie's actually starting to get entertaining. But if you
whole line, oh man, that had me going.
Yeah. So it's like
it's so good. Yes,
I like that. It's snug.
Yeah. Can I get another one?
Left to bring back. Check that out. That's so good.
But I strongly think that if that fight didn't happen, and then if they didn't break, it's the same issue with the first movie. If it wasn't for Kano, like the first movie would just not be entertaining. And so I feel like they just did it again. Like, is that the feeling you guys got too, or?
Yeah, I'd say even more so than the first movie.
Agreed.
I think the first movie is a lot stronger than this one in almost every way. especially the acting and the writing. Like at least they tried in that one.
But
This
Kano
one,
is the reason why that movie was entertaining.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's like,
Kano and then the opening scene with Bihan and Scorpion,
Hmm.
but the the writing in this was just so bad. Like they couldn't decide if there was actually people's lives on the line and the end of the world on the line, or if they were all just having fun and laughing and telling jokes. Like Johnny Cage is literally about to get killed by this monster, and he's telling them that he doesn't know how to fight, and they're
Yeah.
all just like, "Well, you gotta fight, bro." And
Good
he's
luck.
like, "I didn't even say I was gonna," and they're like, "You have to, dude."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like
I thought that was a
you're
weird
really
dynamic.
laughing that hard about this right now. You're all, this is just so lackadaisical. What's happening?
Yeah.
Like, so that took me out of it because in the first one, everyone cared,
Mhm.
and like there was actually civilians being affected when Bihan showed up and was like shooting ice at everybody and stuff like that. There was weight to the movie in the
Yes.
first one, at least. In this one, nothing, man. Even Cole, when he was even talking about his kids right before, his kid and his wife. He's like, "I left them at home, and I don't."
yeah, that's that exposition dump I was talking about.
And then it's like, okay, I still don't care.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
so it just nothing had weight to it. That was rough.
So
Yeah.
another small gripe, I don't know, and maybe this is just me, but and I know he's Bihan, but like why like you call out everybody else like the names from the video games? Just why couldn't we get one noob Cybot
Yeah, that
like
wasn't
call out?
yeah, it was never said. That
Never
bummed me.
said.
I get that it's silly, and those of us who know where the name comes from understand why it's silly. But come on, that's the character. We all love that character.
So that's the other thing too.
That's the
So
character I was talking about with the CGI, where even
Mm.
though it was kind of rough, it was still cool to watch.
Yeah.
It-
Noob Saibot, but
it was cool, but again, this is my problem with the whole teeter-totter aspect of the whole movie is like, yes, it's Mortal Kombat characters, and yes, it's all cheesy, and we already complained about Katana's mask and everything, but Noob Saibot looked so like Spirit Halloween costumey.
Mhm.
And while the effects and the fighting were pretty cool and stuff like that, like for some reason they just got it wrong with those
Yeah.
that
What
costume
was
design.
happening was cool, but the visual wasn't where it needed to be. for
Yeah.
sure.
It just pulled me out of it. In contrast, Shao Kahn, I thought his character was pretty cool looking and like the movements and the everything's pretty cool. So it's like they were like
I thought he looked pretty good, and his voice was cool. He didn't really strike fear the way he should, but he was kind of intimidating. So I
Right.
mean, they at least made an effort to make him what he should be, because that in Mortal Kombat lore, he should be the guy you're shaking when you see, you know. But
Mhm. For sure. Any last words, anything like that before we do our normal rating system?
well, see it, don't see it, won't change your life.
it might.
All right. Well, so we'll do our normal rating system. Is this movies, film, cinema? How does this compare to you? And then if you guys want to give a little bit of explanation why it sits on that precipice for you, which one it is. And then if you would like, you can give an actual 1 out of 5 rating to it. Bill, why don't you start us off?
Is there like a fifth category of throwaway entertainment? I don't know.
Sure.
Like
Your own category.
yeah, like John said, you can go see it, don't go see it.
Yeah.
It won't change your life. It is entertaining in moments. It's not entertaining in other moments. At the end of the day, it's a live action made off of a freaking video game from the 90s. Oh, to jump back a little bit, why were the fatalities so underwhelming? Like
yeah, dude, I was wondering about that. They're better in the first one.
Yeah.
freaking Scorpion gets his cut in half scene.
Through the chest. What is that?
Like it was okay, yeah. Go see it, don't go see it.
I'm with you. Yeah. Katana's at the end was kind of cool, but the CGI was rough on it, so that kind of takes you out of it a little
Yeah.
bit.
You know what? I will say. So again, I just said like Scorpion's cut in half. That was so underwhelming compared to what the video game is. Katana's throughout. If we're comparing all the death scenes, maybe Cole's head smash in, and then Katana's like blades at the end was cool, but again, it was a little too late type of thing.
Yeah.
So I guess Brandon, I would rate it 1 to 2 out of 5. Like, I'm not gonna give it the worst score in the world, but it was fun in moments. But yeah.
Is it a movie? Is it a film? Or is it a cinema, Bill? This is our podcast.
It's I'm trying to like come up with a different category. It's a different category. It's its own thing.
Fair enough.
It's
Background viewing or
I don't know. I wouldn't put it in any of those.
Is it just a for movie?
It's just it's
Category
just
error.
yeah.
it's a yeah, immortal, no mortal combat. I don't know. It's a whatever.
Fair enough. I love the-
I'll say it's a movie. I'll give it that. It was a movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair
but
I was there.
Like I said, I didn't fully hate it. There's like, if I was to look at it philosophically, there's things I hate about it. But
Yeah.
overall, I mean, it was fine. I might go see it again with Shirley because she still wants to see it. I kind of told her that it was underwhelming and everything. I didn't tell her it was like, it's horrible, it ruins these characters or anything like that. So she's like, all right, I mean, I still like the first one. I'll check it out. So we might still go see it again. And I'm not upset about that. So
Yeah.
it's nothing like that. But yeah, I'd say it's a movie. I'll probably give it 2 out of 5 as well. That the Liu Kang Kung Lao fight scene, I think I have to give it at least a 2 for that. It was, even with its problems, it looked so cool. And there was a direct Raid reference in it. And you guys know how much I love the Raid.
Yes.
Have you watched the Raid yet?
Not yet. No,
Oh,
it's
God.
on my list.
So
Dude.
you remember
Brandon, get on it.
I know.
Have you've seen it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on now.
So you know what I'm talking about when Kung Lao's little finisher move on Liu Kang and how Liu Kang flips it on him.
Mhm.
That's exactly out of the Raid.
I actually that because that fight scene was so good, that actually like, oh, how's he going to get out of this one? I like for some reason I just didn't connect the two. Like that's how he was going to finish it. I'm like, that's
You
so
remember
fun.
that in the Raid when he does it on the broken door
Yes.
down the guy's neck? It's more brutal in the Raid for sure, even though there's less blood. But that made me. Anytime I see a reference of little details from things I love in other movies like that, even if it isn't meant to be a reference, I take it as one, and that type of stuff goes a long way with me. So I love that.
Yeah. Well, for me, I might be a little bit more forgiving than you guys. I kind of took it solidly as I'm entertained. So I gave it a 3 out of 5. There was a lot of things that I enjoyed about it, as far as like just pure fight scenes and stuff. It lost a lot of credibility for me because of maybe small CGI problems and the story problems that we talked about. When you take it at its face value, did I get what I paid for? Yes. Was I entertained? Yes. So that's kind of where I was at. This is definitely a movie for me as well on our scale.
Yeah.
So nothing that I could see for this franchise that would ever put it in the cinema or
Right.
Film
I mean,
category.
if they could do more of that opening scene from the last one,
Mhm.
if they could continue that energy and that level of filmmaking and everything like that through an entire film, I think they could push Mortal Kombat into the film territory. But I don't know if there's any director or any cast or any writers that could do that.
Right.
Like that scene is contained, and so what else can you do?
Right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like, it was perfect, but you can't really do more with it. At least not the way I am thinking about it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So I mean, that's where I stand. So
I think we all kind of agreed on this one.
yeah,
That was
exactly.
pretty cool.
It's pretty rare. Yeah, we all kind of agreed.
I like it.
Right before we finish up everything, I'm just going to do a quick peek at our chat to see if anybody had any questions or anything like that, or any comments. I did want to give a shout out to our friend Justin, who chimed in a few times. So shout out to him. There's a person I can't see their
It was probably me chiming in with him.
name. Looks like Guero 303. But yeah, shout out to them as well. Thank you for participating and kind of being in there. In the future, we'll kind of get hopefully some more people and some more Q&A stuff going on.
We'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, we'll get there. A lot of that's our fault. We started a little bit late, so that's on me for not setting it up properly. But for those of you who did join us and who were part of our live chat and some other things, so thank you for showing up. We're going to end it kind of how we always do, guys. I'm just going to give some recommendations. Hey, if you like this movie, here's some movies that are very similar, and then we'll end with what have you been watching, what have you been reading, that type of thing. So if you are a fan of like the video game movie genre, the thing I would maybe recommend is the original 90s Mortal Kombats. We had talked about them extensively already. The animated versions are really good as well. If you are really enjoying kind of, once again, like some gritty video game movie stuff, the Resident Evils, depending which versions you watch, are okay.
Loosely based on the video games.
Loosely
But,
based, yeah.
If we're talking about the Mila Jovovich ones, I'd say only the first one really has anything to do with the video games.
Yeah.
The others have maybe characters and ideas, but
yeah,
very liberal.
it has an itch to scratch there.
Yeah.
The '90s Double Dragon. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. That's also based
In
on
the
video
90s,
games.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it now.
Yeah,
thinking back on some of those scenes.
I haven't seen
It's
it
probably
since
cool
then.
though. It's probably
Yeah.
cool. It's I'm sure lovable in ways.
For sure, yeah. The last one I have is just Hitman, Agent 47, another video game based one. It's not the best movie, but like I said, it's kind of in that same genre, and really any other fighting style movies of that sort. Speaking of fighting style movies, though, I would say just because our main man Johnny Cage is in this, and it's also kind of like a tournament style thing, I'd recommend Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that movie? I know Bill has.
That was my favorite movie as a kid.
Yeah.
Which is weird for a kid. But it was, I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, it's great. Like we said before, Jean-Claude Van Damme is, the basis for Johnny Cage.
And they did it to spite him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't know exactly what the dispute was between Van Damme and like John Tobias and Ed Boon, but there's some beef there, and so they just made a character that was him. And the original art design of Johnny Cage is in the costume of Van Damme's Bloodsport costume from his final fight scene.
Speaking of a little bit of a tangent, but speaking of Van Damme, a little bit of a tangent. And speaking of Van Damme, I know you're a fan of his and also a fan of Predator. Do you know the connection there? Okay.
Yeah, there's the beef with Van Damme if you look at his history.
Yeah. Other movies that are kind of similar, that's kind of relatively new, I would say Boy Kills World. That one's kind of like a wacky, gruesome movie.
I was a little underwhelmed, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. Yeah. 47 Ronin, you kind of get that ninja-esque style. Also kind of got that fantasy vibe to it.
Yeah, it's a good blend of fantasy and like ancient martial arts type stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And then I would just say if you're looking for just purely like martial arts stuff, just something that's a little bit more family friendly is like anything in the Karate Kid franchise, kind of itch that scratch for
Jackie Chan type stuff.
Except for the last one.
He can get pretty violent as well, but a lot of his stuff is fairly family friendly.
Exactly. Well, let's end this thing, guys. We're going to end it with what are you watching? What have you been reading? I'm going to start actually with our man who's off camera. We're going to start with Tyler. And what have you been watching? What have you been reading?
So you guys mentioned The Raid, and I just watched that with a friend of mine maybe like a month and a half ago.
Nice.
That was pretty fun.
Did you watch it with subtitles or did you watch the English dub?
Oh, the English dubbing is so bad.
Oh, yeah, it's rough. Dude, they even dubbed the like punching bag in the beginning when he's hitting it. Like,
really?
It's so bad.
Oh, man. Well, and the guy that I was watching it with, like, because we just chose that version, he didn't even know any better. He watched he had watched it in the original with subtitles.
Yeah.
And he was like, it really changes the flavor. It's really bad.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of hilarious.
It makes it funny. Like you're watching the most violent movie you've ever seen, and then it's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
And then and the guys are like, "Oh, follow me."
Yeah.
And
like
it's
Indonesian to English is such a weird translation too, because like the way their mouths move, it just doesn't
line
work
very well.
I always refer to it as like a bouncy language. Like I don't really know how to imitate it. I'd sound like I'm trying to insult people if I tried, but it's like a bouncy language. There's like a rhythm to it, and so like when you see people speaking English over it, it just looks
doesn't
weird.
work.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy and what's been popping up lately is in the dubbing of some foreign films, they are AI mouth replacing.
Really?
Yeah, so like not everything, but it's starting to become more mainstream. Where
I'm worried about that, I feel like that could make it worse. Kind of like the de-aging in The Irishman.
Yeah, it's a little uncanny valley, but it's early stages.
Fight, but they're clearly old men. I just saw that clip earlier today. That's why I thought of it.
Well, I was gonna say, so I have family who's Thai, and I went to Thailand, and Thai, Vietnamese, and like a lot of Southeast Asian languages are very tonal. I think I could be wrong. So I think like when I was there, like they were teaching me like ma is like horse, and like something else like 3 different words, but they're like ma.
Oh yeah,
Like
I think like Mandarin or Cantonese, one of the two, if not both, are kind of like that too.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, how So like, how do you tell what it is? Like, you just know.
In a way, that's sometimes easier than English because we have like things that are just the same word said the same way,
right?
And it means 12 different things depending on how you say it. So,
for sure.
I don't know. Maybe there's a benefit to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Bill, how about you, my friend? What have you been watching? What have you been reading?
Not a lot of movies. I've this year got really busy for me, but I just got off back-to-back stunt gigs down in Oregon.
Yeah, you should talk about those, man.
Just always wanted to be in the stunt world. Long story short, found a group here in Washington, and I've just been indoctrinated into their whole thing. So for the past year and a half, 2 years, I've been uh, in the stunt community. We just did a premiere of one of our big films a couple weeks ago. Just got off another gig. Yeah, crazy. It's something that I've always wanted, never got the opportunity early on, and now it's happening.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Some of the clips I've been seeing are really sweet and really interesting.
Yeah, it's fun. I still have a lot to learn and a lot to dive into, but Miami Action Design just came up. They're currently up in Bellingham doing a feature film with a production company up there, and they did a workshop for the stunt people in Seattle. Like they're huge. They just got off a Dune. They've done Marvel stuff. Like they're like the real deal, and it was a good class. We all got to. It was a Sunday class. And then Monday's usually when we meet up as a local group to do our own training, and we were all just wrecked. Like we're all in pretty good shape, but man, that workshop that put us through the paces. But yeah, so I haven't been going to movies a lot. The wife and I have been super busy, but watching a lot of shows. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but Shrinking, if you haven't gotten on that, it's an Apple TV show with Harrison Ford about Parkinson's and shrinking or what's therapy. There you go. So yeah, just been watching that show and other shows. Yeah,
nice.
Fair enough. John, I guess we're to you now, my friend.
So as you guys kind of know, as we've been talking, I have not been seeing much at all lately, but finally recently we got the basement set up a little bit differently now. So sometimes after Finn goes to bed, I've been trying to catch some stuff. So I did watch a couple things. We don't need to get into the details of it, but Predator Badlands was atrocious. Oh my god. I if you remember how much I was ranting about The Crow,
yeah,
that's kind of how I feel about Predator Badlands. But we don't need to get into it. Anyway, something good I have been watching.
I could just see the steam.
it defies everything that Predator is. The way the Crow remake defied everything. All right.
I'm winding him up.
Plastic is just melting onto you.
But anyway, so to make up for it, and this might have been my downfall last night, I've been watching a show on Netflix that I think is pretty new, like within the last year or so, called Mercy for None, another violent action film from Korea, or a TV show miniseries from Korea. I think it's 7 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. I'm 5 episodes in. I watched episode 5 last night before going to Mortal Kombat, and that probably hindered my ability to appreciate Mortal Kombat more for what it is because of how good Mercy for None has been. But it's a violent. It's basically John Wick without a dead dog. Without getting into too much of what the story is, and it's not the most intense choreography necessarily, but when dudes hit each other, you feel it, and it's super impactful. And kind of the main guy, he almost isn't even like that fast or intimidating when you're first approaching him, but then as soon as he swings, you're like, oh my god, do not mess with this dude. And then I got to episode 4 a couple nights ago, and my jaw was like on the ground through the whole episode. I was like, this is the violence I've been waiting for in this show, because it's called Mercy for None, and every ad for it is just bloodshed. And then the first 3 episodes, I was like, this is awesome, it's really well done, and the action has been good, but I don't know if this is what I thought I was signing up for. And then episode 4 happens, and I was like, oh, yes, yes, get them. And then episode 5 that I watched last night continued that type of energy, and without slipping in quality at all, it just ramped everything up so much, it works so well for what the show has been doing and building. And it's that point where, like I said, it's about a 7 episode series. And I mentioned John Wick is kind of the plot. So you think, how can you do 7 episodes out of just John Wick, you know? But episodes 4 and 5 is where things get a little more complicated than what John Wick necessarily is. So the story does become its own thing, separate from just being kind of a John Wick what's the word I'm looking for? Something that came after John Wick.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's really good. I recommend that. Mercy for None on Netflix. And then as far as reading, I just read The Poppy War. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it. It's kind of like a highly recommended fantasy that I've been hearing about a lot lately. Kind of based on like a fantasy version of like historical conflict between Japan, China, and Taiwan. And there's like magic added into it and stuff like that. A lot of really positive reviews and everything like that. This book was rough. Oh my God, it's so bad.
Well, that's too bad. It sounded interesting.
The concept is really interesting, but the main character is horrible to deal with. She's just like, just overly confident and your typical nonsense girl boss. And then like by the end of it, oh my God, all of a sudden we found out she is the most powerful creature in the universe and she never even needed to use the god or work with the gods. She gives them their power. It's like, what the fuck? Like, and this girl, like, she goes through some rough stuff. So yeah, there's struggle, but she never learns anything. She never overcomes anything. There's no story arc. Every interesting character that comes along throughout the story either gets sent away or gets killed off. Sounds like another writer that I know that had an HBO show that failed miserably at the very end. But at least with him, he, in the first few books, well, at least with Martin, in the first few books, you had interesting characters, and when he killed them off, it served the story in a really profound way, particularly like Ned Stark. When he gets killed, you finally realize that his death is his first act of actually playing the Game of Thrones. He allows himself to die for other things to kind of happen, if you really read into it enough, so there's meaning behind it. But later, when he has characters like Bronn, and he's like, oh, this character got too cool, so I'm just going to send him away. And then we're never going to see him again. And that's what this author is doing, but just right from the beginning. Every cool character, it's like, dead, send away. Dead, send away. We're going to focus on this piece of shit, but dead, send away. Don't read The Poppy War.
Fair enough.
Well, okay then.
All right. Sounds good. I won't read it.
I'm reading a lot of other good things too, but this will be another 4-hour podcast. I just want to warn people against The Poppy War.
One of these days, dude, we're just going to get you. I'm going to sit across from you and I'm like, so John, what do you think about this?
Just
and
rest me up.
45 minutes later.
Dude, I'm down for it. Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'll end this off then. So what I've been watching, what I've been reading, reading wise, I've been getting into the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. It's been pretty fun. It's pretty messed up in some spots. The author Matt Dinneman, I believe is how you pronounce his name, also had a book come out that's not of that same universe. It's called Operation Bounce House. Listen to the audiobook on that, and man, is it really good.
Really?
So if you get a chance to just even listen to the audiobook or read that, it's a quick read.
Sure.
So it's not anything.
I just started Black Hawk Down yesterday on audiobook.
Okay.
I need something to make up for The Poppy War.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I said, I'm reading good things. I just finished the first book in the Malazan series, which is called Gardens of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, is it amazing. Like I could rave about that for days, about how incredible the writing in that book is. It is a difficult read, so I find it hard to recommend to certain people because I don't know who to recommend it to that I think it would land with or even finish it. But and it's the first of 10 books, and I've overwhelmingly learned that the 10th book is the best of the series. So it's a rare instance in that case too, where most people agree they keep getting better. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, that's cool too. We just started The Black Company. That's awesome. So I'm reading like 3 different things right now. But yeah, Black Hawk Down's going really good. So far. I like that. It's really true to the movie, or at least the movie was true to the book, I guess.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Awesome.
Black Hawk Down soundtrack, the movie soundtrack, top shelf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about, I mean, other than what actually happened,
right.
Everything else around Black Hawk Down has been pretty top quality. The actual events are rough.
Fair enough.
Well, of course.
Yeah. That would be a movie I would love for us to get kind of maybe go through or watch or whatever. I mean, especially from like the historical nerd brain side.
Sure.
My brother-in-law got into kind of watching war movies with me somewhat recently, and I took him to see Warfare, and he was really amped up on that. And obviously, nobody had seen a movie like that before. It's kind of the first of its kind the way it was done. But after that, he was more interested in things. He went and watched like Lone Survivor by himself, and then he came over to my place and we watched Black Hawk Down together. So he's been getting caught up on all the good ones at least.
Good, yeah.
War movies. You say what you want about Lone Survival being true or not, but the movie is really good.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, the movie is really good.
Yeah.
Well, as far as watching things and doing stuff, I would say movie-wise, as far as like in the theaters, most recently I watched Over Your Dead Body with Jason Segel and oh god, what's her name
So Samara Weaving.
Samara Weaving, yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's the one where they're a couple and they go to a cabin.
They're trying to kill each
She's
other.
Gonna try to kill him, but he finds out.
The chemistry, like that. Yeah, the chemistry between them sucks and really drags the movie down. The concept is good. Like
they're a weird pairing anyway. Aren't they like 15 years difference age anyway?
They talk about that, but it's still weird. Sure. There's a phrase that you had said on one of our podcasts of like, there's a good movie in there.
No, sure.
Like I think we was talking about Ravenous.
Probably, yeah.
And that's how I felt about this movie. Was like, there's a good movie in there, but then, man, this movie was rough. You know?
Sure.
I saw Michael recently. I really enjoyed that.
I'm really curious about that one because I'm hearing a lot of different things from a lot of different people that it's hard to even get a full idea of what a general consensus is on it.
Yeah, so I would say you got to go at it just kind of like we're talking about, just like you said, lone survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think about it from a purely like this happened standpoint.
Sure.
You also got to kind of put it through the lens of a more modern lens of like how things are happening. There's a lot of things in there that maybe like maybe roll my eyes.
Yeah.
But the music, obviously, it's kind of hard not to beat the music.
Yeah.
And I think his name's Jafar Jackson, the gentleman who plays Michael.
He's related to Michael, right?
Yeah, I think he's nephew
or something like that. Okay.
Does an amazing job. Nice. If you take it from just that standpoint, the movie is really, really good.
Gotcha.
So you got to just kind of put it in context for yourself. And I would say probably the first 15 minutes suck. So so just get through that and, and you're fine.
Sure.
So and then the last thing, I wanted to talk about Normal. Normal was really, really good too.
Normal was fun. Yeah.
That was something that I wasn't expecting to be as good. I was like, it's Bob Odenkirk. I really like the stuff that he does. I really enjoyed that movie.
I have kind of a take on that movie.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like it falls right in between another Bob Odenkirk movie, which is Nobody, and Shaun of the Dead, or not Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz, yes. I got the
basically
exact
the
same
right
vibe.
in the middle. Like if Hot Fuzz took itself a little more seriously, and if Nobody took itself a little less seriously,
yes,
Normal is kind of in the sweet spot of those two, where it's a very similar type of film.
I think I put on my my review of it as like Normal is what Nobody 2 wishes it was.
Yeah, I did see Nobody 2 as well.
Yeah.
I
know, it was rough. So.
I mean, they just went full hilarity with it instead of
trying to make it serious.
Yeah, and the first one had such a serious tone that helped it, and the second one lost that entire tone. I enjoyed watching it, I guess. It's kind of how I felt about Mortal Kombat too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it, but I'm not really going to recommend it.
That's fair. Well, I'm just going to wrap it up with just been trying to like kind of keep up on like keeping track of like movies that are coming out in theaters and like watching their stuff beforehand, just like these Mortal Kombat movies, things that I've been watching or like that. If you would like to follow kind of what I've been watching or watching for the channel, you can follow us on our Letterboxd. It's at MFC Pod on Letterboxd, or you can find us on all of our social medias. You can find us on our YouTube page at Movies.Film.Cinema and our YouTube page. I would highly recommend, it's going to be the same thing, but highly recommend if you're having trouble finding us, Google or on YouTube. It's really easy if you just put in hashtag MFC Pod, and we're going to be the first thing that's going to pop up on all of your platforms. So that's the best way that you can find us. As well as I would say if you want to shout out to us or hit us up about any movies that you've been watching, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll give you our 2 cents about it. I don't know if we'll have quite as great and heated answers as John will with this stuff, but we'll definitely between the gambit of all 3 of us, and especially sometimes there's some really obscure ones that Tyler watches, and I'm like Romancing the Stone I've never heard of, and you're like, oh man, this is great, you would love that.
Oh, those are great.
Yes, yeah. So between all 4 of us, I'm sure that there's something that we've all together have watched, or one of us has watched, and we can holler back at you. So we appreciate everybody who is here with us on our live show. We appreciate everybody who are in studio, quote unquote, with us today. We appreciate Bill, being in Seattle land, and we miss you, buddy. So,
yeah, Bill, I didn't get to see Bill last time he was here because I had sickness plague going around my house.
Well, so did I, so it kind of all worked out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Bill got us all sick too.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Well, I should have just came then.
Yeah.
I was taking care of my son, though. It wasn't.
No,
that's right.
That's right. Bill, I saw.
I really wanted to do that. I had so many positive things to say about Wild Wild West, man. I had like notebook pages full, dude.
No, you're.
I was like, this is the first one we've done yet that feels like such a blockbuster blockbuster movie. Like,
Yeah, we'll definitely get a chance to do more.
I might have to sneak in some of my comments about Wild Wild West in
Yes.
future episodes, just because they.
No, you just record them and we'll just
I
like.
forgot to say them.
That's fair. I was gonna say we can always work something out and maybe cut some John rants in between, something like that.
For the next 5 episodes, there'll be the 2-minute segment of what John thought of Wild Wild West.
Yeah,
Just
really grinds my gears.
And I didn't get to say this, so this is important that I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like a smash cut. There's like it makes no sense.
Yeah, for sure.
No context, no movie.
Bill, I did see when you all was working with the foya balls. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The file. Oh, you mean on my Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, you sent. I don't have none of that nonsense, but I saw it. Like you texted me some photos from that shoot from that day, I think.
Yeah, we made a human into a barbecue. You have to kind of get trained up, like you do like an arm first, and then you do upper body, and then you do full body. So I've done the first stent. I still need to do the full body, but I'll be a human barbecue soon, hopefully.
One of those videos was with you with it on your arm, right?
Yeah, from like less than a year ago or something like that. That was like the first day of training.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I showed Shirley that one. She's like, "Damn, he does that," and I was like, "Yeah, it's sweet."
You could have practiced with our buddy Rob, who used to do that in like high school.
Yeah. There's a guy in our group. Maybe I shouldn't say anything.
Sidetrack. I got a friend who used to do special effects for movies. We'll see if I can have him on the show one time.
Yeah.
I actually do. One time he was visiting just his family, and he built out of clay and stuff that they had in the garage an actual animatronic troll from Lord of the Rings, like from the first one.
Oh,
it looked just like it, and it moved, and his eyeball moved and everything too. He made it just out of shit they had in the garage.
That's super.
I was
cool.
like, that's insane. Yeah,
Super
he's the
awesome.
dude that does all the like Halloween parties. I think I've told you about, where he like decorates the inside of his house. Like he cut the tree down in his backyard and he mounted the tree branches inside his house and hung shit off it. Yeah, he turned the inside of his house to like a whole haunted house situation. He does it pretty much every year. At least he used to. I don't know if he does anymore.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's our show, guys. So, yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys for making time today. So, if you once again, if you want to follow us on all our socials. Look up hashtag MFCPod, and hopefully next time we'll do a better job doing this live show. This should be posted today on the channel. I'm going to also do this bad boy as an audio only version for our podcast, so you can catch us on there on Spotify and everything. And then I'll do just a really rough edit for YouTube if this isn't already posted. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for coming in, and as always, enjoy Movies, Film, Cinema.